How's it going, everybody? ET back at it again. I got another DIY project for us today. A couple days ago was my birthday, and I was grateful enough. My brother ended up buying me a carbon fiber deck lid, the V2 from True Fiber. Now, it is not brand new. He didn't pay the $300 for it, which I'm okay with. He's the one that found it on Facebook Marketplace and showed me. I approved it. I kind of wanted it. It looked good, so he ended up being the guy and buying it for me. So I know it's not something new, and I'm okay with it because some of the parts on this Mustang has been from Facebook Marketplace, and I have no issues with that. As long as the piece does what it does and it looks good, I'm good for it. So let me introduce you to the carbon fiber deck lid. So this is it. It's a V2 spec from True Fiber. It was something that he ended up pulling off his old Mustang. I guess he ended up crashing it. That's what my brother told me. So it has all this tape that we're gonna have to take off. Some products that I have with me that I ended up buying was some masking tape, which I already had. I'm gonna need some mountain tape for the back side. Make sure that sticks. I don't believe I'm gonna use this one, just because I found a better one. So this waterproof patch and seal tape. The purpose of this is once I take off this deck lid, what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm going to have to Dremel and cut out a hole to make this flush. Because part as kind of the whole reason that there's a piece that pretty much pops out for this logo to seal in. I'm gonna have to cut a hole around that, which leaves a pretty much big gap. So the patch and seal tape is personally supposed to be there for any rain or debris that were to get in there. Gives no trouble, gives no issues, that goes along inside the trunk. So that's pretty much what it is. I'm super excited to see what it's going to end up looking like at the end, because the next goal is to have this carbon fiber, and of course I have the rear diffuser, and then I need to touch up on my Euros. They're already starting to peel, so that's going to be a project for another day where I'm going to end up sanding these and putting a clear coat. So what I hear is the route to do. So that's the plan for today. So come with me and we are going to put on this new carbon fiber deck lid. What I'm pretty much going to end up doing here is, you can run a fishing line. It's probably going to be a better choice for you, but ultimately this tape has been kind of it's held on by clips as far as what it looks like right now for me. So what I'm going to end up doing is slowly but surely going to pry this thing open and see what it looks on the inside. Taking off this deck lid right here. Hurts my ears just to hear that. Ow. Well, has some broken tabs. So kind of the way I took it off is probably not the best, but it's okay. It worked for me. Broken here, broken there. Broken on these two. So the bottom one's pretty much got broken. The top one's like, just note on these bottom four corners, or bottom two corners I should say, there is on the inside, there is, as far as me, there's a tab that has a screw that holds it in. Okay, so if you have any stock deck lid, I recommend you taking off these. For me, I'll be honest, I didn't know, but lesson learned. I learned through from my mistakes. So make sure that this is taking off the screw. So keep that in mind. So got it all nice and cleaned up. Now the next project is pretty much removing this old tape from the used carbon fiber deck lid. So this is gonna be a process. I tried to do this by hand, by a scraper, and that was pretty much no bueno. So found this on Amazon, just a tape remover adhesive wheel. So I'm gonna give this a shot, see how this goes, and we'll see how it goes from there. So basically just going to kind of pre-test it a little bit. It seems like it works, but so this is pretty much what the finishing product looked like. It took me a while to finally get all this tape. I know there's a little bit of stuff, but trying to some Goo Gone to pretty much get it out. But as far as that looks pretty much what it's supposed to do. I'm just going to end up putting some alcohol on it, clean it up, make sure it's ready to tape, and then we'll go on to the next process. So I finally dremelled it out. It took me 3 of those cutting pads in order, because for some reason those things go quick. So luckily enough, I was able to do it in 3. So got it cut out. It's not a perfect circle. Do your best. Make sure you just stay along the line for your strips. And now all you're gonna do is pry it out. And voila, you got it done. No going back now. So this is pretty much what it leaves you with. My recommendation is to get a vacuum and get this stuff out. Just because if you blow it, there's a possibility you may blow it inside your trunk. That's not something you want to do. So um, that's going to be the next step, is to wipe and clean the inside, make sure there's no debris and all that. So now you're going to take some of that sealing tape, and now we're going to mask this hole right here. Okay, so got the Gorilla Tape. Now I just need to take off the sticker part, which I always have trouble with. It's going to be the clear side, or basically the gray side, if you end up getting this. Don't be confused thinking it's the black, but it's not. Measure it out so it fits it fully. And basically, what I'm going to end up doing is trimming it over. So it's the overlays. And it's supposed to be a permanent seal. So there's no going back once you do this. I'm just going to end up cutting this part off. Just because I want to. Just in case if I end up putting the tape on the other end, it doesn't affect it in any way. So. Measure the other side. Bada bing, bada boom. So overall, I would say if you're getting used probably and going through the same steps I did, it's probably going to take you about 2 hours to do. It's not a difficult project. It's pretty straightforward and pretty easy. Um, I don't think I cut it wide enough. Nope, I didn't cut this wide enough. So you can already see how sticky it is. I think it's supposed to cut that a little bit wider. I knew it. I just cut it short. Rather be safe than sorry, I guess. Probably don't want to cut along my car. Right. This is the most part I most hate. The most. This is the part I hate the most, just because I don't have nails, and it is pretty much a big thing when it comes to trying to take this tape off. I just suck at it. Oh, no. Looks like it doesn't stick to itself very strongly, but to other things it sticks very well. And then the bottom piece. And voila. Beautiful. And you've done that part. So, got your Decklid now. And first thing you probably want to do is just measure it up so you just know that's going to fit perfectly. Oh, yeah. That's going to fit nice and dandy. Oh yeah. All right. So after you test fit your deck lid, right, to the place that it's gonna end up going, now we're just gonna spread it along this double-sided tape. Spread it all the way along. I always like to put pressure with one thumb and then guide it with the other hand, just so you can follow the edges pretty much. Going all the way down. You don't want to follow right on the edge. Give it a little bit of space, probably like a quarter of an inch. Then what you're gonna do is end up cutting it. You got one side. Like to make sure all of it's pressed down. Boom. That's ready to go. You're gonna repeat the same thing for the top, the sides, and you're gonna make 3 dashes in the middle and then 4 dashes all the way across. So I'll show you what the finished product looks like. So this is what your finished product would end up looking like. Had to use some extra tape because I ran out of that Gorilla tape. So you're gonna do something as part of this pattern right here. And then now you're gonna end up doing is basically taking off the backing and you're gonna end up finally placing it on. So let's see how this goes. Finally got her done. She's now all taped up. She's ready to be put on. So first reaction of what it's gonna look like. So here it is, all taped up, backing's off. It's ready to be taped up. Make sure you wipe that again, make sure it's all clean before we put it on. And now it is the final project. So let's see what she's gonna look like. Come on, come off, come off. What? She's finally on, and now it's time for the reveal. So here is what the car looks like with the deck lid on. Absolutely love it. I gotta wipe it down and stuff, but overall, I'm happy with it. I love it. Um, Something I've been wanting. Can't wait for the plate one to be carbon fiber so it can match kind of the back. But it looks good. I love it. So I think this is definitely a good DIY project if you end up wanting to do it by yourself. Totally manageable. I mean, scary part is really cutting up the GT logo where that deal goes. So ultimately, it wasn't really hard. Pretty simple. 2 hours tops if you do it the way I did it, but probably like an hour, hour and a half if you end up buying it brand new. So if you're looking for a carbon fiber deck lid to go with your car, I recommend it. True Fiber does a really good job with that. So yeah, so any questions, put them in the comments. I'll answer them however you please. So like and subscribe and follow for the next one. We'll see what the next project is. But yep, beautiful deck lid. Maybe a car meet next. Who knows?